Good evening, everybody. This is Scott in a Shot. Want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on here in California. You know, it's really rich watching these liberals sit there and talk and whine about that fire in Los Angeles, like Gavin Newsom. You know, what about these people that had fires before that fire, before this big fire? What about all the people that lost their homes in prior fires? I mean, even if it was just a house or two houses burned down, or a few during other fires, or just a neighborhood in a house in a neighborhood catching on fire, and everybody losing their home, their stuff, sometimes their animals, their loved ones. Now all of a sudden he's gonna sign an executive order to streamline all the regulations that it takes to clean up a fire and to rebuild. Wow, what about all the people before that who lost their homes in fires and they had to wait a year longer just to clean the mess up, and then another year before they even allowed you to rebuild? What about those people? Don't they owe them some money for having to live in another apartment or a house or a motel for all that time until the state allowed them to clean it up and then allowed them to build a new home? I think they owe all the people ought to sue the state of California for all that money and time that they had to take to rebuild their home. How is anybody, if somebody loses a home, their house burns down all the way to the ground, that is a tragedy, regardless if it's 100 houses or one house. And that person deserves the same kind of sympathy and rights that they want to give all these people in Los Angeles right now. It's not fair. And isn't it rich that Gavin Newsom they're so concerned about these fires, but and the arsonists and all that and the looting, but not one of these liberals cared three shits about when all these cities were burned down during the summer of love. They were bailing out the people that were setting the fires. They were bailing out the arsonists out of jail. I mean, so how can you have it both ways? These Democrats are so two-faced and such little pieces of shit that there's no words to describe it. These words I'm saying right now don't even come close to the patheticness of these individuals in the Democratic Party, especially Gavin Newsom and Schumer and Pelosi, all these pieces of shit. I mean, all they do is talk out the side of their fucking neck. I mean, excuse my language, but what about all these other people that lost their fucking homes? And now they want the federal government to send them $150 billion to rebuild all their homes. What about the people in these hurricanes? You don't hear them crying and whining like that. You know why? Because a lot of them are in Republican states. I'm telling you, people, the hypocrisy of these Democrats has no bounds. These are the biggest lying losers, pieces of shits I've ever seen in my life. You know, people in LA got what they voted for. I mean, they got what they voted for. They've been voting in these Democrats for decades now, and this state that I live in has been falling apart with every. I mean, illegal immigration, all these welfare plans they have. They give out all this free money to everybody, to illegal aliens. I mean, work requirements being taken off of welfare. I mean, what's going on here? And then they cry. They cry when it happens in their backyard, but when it happens in somebody else's backyard, they don't give three shits. Like I said, they'll bail out the arsonists, they'll bail out the looters. But now they're trying to nail all these looters in LA, like hammering it down on them, which they should. But why were they bailing out those same type of people during the summer of love, letting them occupy cities for over a year? I mean, think about the hypocrisy of that, people. I mean, it's such a double standard. I mean, these Democrats need to be voted out of office so fast. They are the biggest. They are communists. They are trying to tank this country. And the only time they give a shit is when it happens in their backyard. They don't give a shit about the rest of the country. They don't. I've never even seen so much coverage on this California fire in my life. So much more than just happened during two hurricanes back east. I mean, you don't even hear about that no more. We're going to be hearing about these fires in LA forever. I mean, I wish the news would stop talking about it. I'm a citizen of California, and all I got to say is I vote Republican, but everybody in LA doesn't, most of them. They're a bunch of liberals, and they got what they voted for. And we shouldn't send them any federal funding when they had no water in the hydrants, when they did no preventative burning. To stop these fires from reaching these neighborhoods, all because of the activists and all that, the liberal activists. They deserve nothing. The state of California ought to pay for it all themselves, not the rest of the country. The rest of the country shouldn't be put on the hook for that kind of crap. If they don't know how to manage this state, then they should be out of office, or at least be responsible for all that damage in Los Angeles, and the state of California pays for it themselves. They got all this free money to give to everybody except the citizens of their own state. That's what's really going on, people. Wow, I don't even. It's not funny. I mean, but that's what happens when you vote Democrats into office. They're crazy. They don't. All they want to worry about is social issues, which have no place in our government. Social issues, except for discrimination, has no place in this country. And I'm talking about discrimination for American citizens, not illegal immigrants, not illegal aliens. Every illegal alien in this country ought to be shipped out of here. I don't care how long they've been here. We got people living in this country that are illegal aliens their whole life. Their whole life. Not one, I mean, they're never made to come to the table and either get kicked out or try to become a citizen. I mean, they just want a whole country of illegal activity, illegal aliens, and that's what they promote. That's why they bailed out all those arsonists during the Summer of Love. That's why they bailed out all the people that were looting during the Summer of Love. That's why they don't lock up these people that are doing these snatch and grabs of 50 people running to a store. I mean, it did take a rocket scientist to figure out when 50 people run into a store and loot a store, I mean, that every one of them should be put in prison. I mean, for a little bit of time, because that's crazy act. That is crazy behavior that this country cannot sustain for very much longer. We're going to see what happens with Donald Trump. I hope he can fix this stuff, but people, it's not going to be fixed in 4 years. We need to get these Democrats out of office because all they do is cry and whine. What are they hiding? He says about all that crap they're talking about. The Donald Trump's picks for his cabinets. What about all those losers that just tanked our country in the Democratic Party that they approved to be in the to run these organizations that we have in our government? They failed. Like Donald Trump said, you're fired. Everyone should be fired and never voted back into office again. I don't know what it's going to take to get these liberals to wake up and smell the fucking coffee and to love this country. But they're communists. They'll never love this country. It's like the mayor of LA. She's been to Cuba 15 times. Met with Fidel Castro, a communist leader. 15 times going there to Cuba means she's a fucking communist. That's what that means. She's a communist. I cannot believe they voted her into office. Man, they got what they deserved. And I live in California. The California ought to be on the hook for paying for all that crap, not the federal government. I don't want to see one goddamn person from another state being taxed or having their tax dollars spent for that kind of fucking bullshit. That's reality. And I hope nobody got hurt in those fires, but you know what? We shouldn't have to pay for your crap. I mean, the state of California failed these people. They failed the citizens of this state every damn day, and they shouldn't be bailed out. They should be put on the hook for all the expenses it's going to take to fix all that crap, to rebuild those houses. I mean, instead of having a handout to the federal government while they're sitting there talking shit about Donald Trump. The man is trying to save this country from default, from crime, from being invaded, from not just from illegal aliens, from China. I mean, Russia. I mean, what are we doing, people? Wake up and smell the coffee, Democrats. The more this is to come. If you don't get these Democrats out of the California government, out of the rest of the government in this country, and the state governments and the federal government, they need to be ousted, 100% ousted, because they're all a bunch of communists. That's how I feel about it. These people do not deserve to be at the table no more. And Gavin Newsom and Bass and that whole government down there that's in Sacramento, they don't have the right to be part of the fucking solution. When they're the problem, they are the problem. You can't find a solution for something when the people that caused the problem are still in office. And no matter what Democrat tries to run for office, they lie out their ass, no matter how nice they sound, like Joe Biden. I'm going to bring this country together. Oh, no, he separated this country worse than I've ever seen any president in American history. He divided. So you can never trust what they say. I mean, you can't ever trust what these people say. Now, Fetterman, you know what? I'm a little bit proud of that Fetterman. You know, maybe he should jump the fence and come over to the Republican side because, I mean, obviously, from how he's been talking lately, he's not on the same page with these guys. But can you really trust him, though? I don't know if you can, because these Democrats are all the same. They say what they want to say and say what they think you want to hear to get elected. And then when they get in there, all they do is divide and give our money away to illegal aliens and worry about social issues that have no place in our government. Social issues don't have a place in our government. They don't. We're not supposed to worry about somebody's sex, their sexuality. We're not supposed to worry about people's feelings being hurt because they're here as illegal aliens. I mean, all these programs, I mean, California waste millions upon millions upon millions, not hundreds of millions of dollars on bullshit. And It's the sixth largest economy in the world. That means they're basically the sixth largest country in the world, even though they're not the largest. If they're the sixth largest economy, that means they should have the money to fix this problem in Los Angeles with all these houses that burn down. It shouldn't be on the hook to the rest of the taxpayers in this country. Bottom line, that's the fact. I mean, I hope everybody hears what I'm saying, because this isn't hate speech. This is reality. This is reality, people. Wake up to reality. Oh my God. China just can't wait to take us over so they can kill every goddamn American, because to them, we're just a bunch of fucking freaks. That we're just a bunch of tranny, homos, loving. I mean, I'm not putting these up here, but I'm not saying hate speech, people, but I'm saying if you want to be a homosexual, then go ahead and be one. I don't want to hear about it, just like I don't want to tell you about my sex life. It's a two-way street, people. I don't want to hear about it, see it, and I won't let you hear about mine, and I won't let you see me making out in public with my fucking wife. I mean, that's what's going on here, people. These people have no class. They don't understand that we just don't want to hear about it. And there's no such thing as a transgender, people. God made three kinds of people: men, women, and homosexuals. If you want to be a cross-dresser, then be a cross-dresser, because a man cannot become a woman and a woman cannot become a man. And if somebody can't come to terms with that, then they need to be in an institution because they're retarded. That means they're worse than retarded. That means they're a danger to this world, to this country. That's why people scorn us, because we're a bunch of freaks anymore, a bunch of drug addicts. Let's legalize all the drugs so everybody can become a drug addict. I mean, what is wrong with these people? Letting all that fentanyl come over that border. Biden's on TV today saying how he stopped fentanyl. You might have stopped 1% of all the fentanyl coming over that border because they don't want to stop it. Our government does not want to stop that fentanyl coming over that border. If they did, it would stop. Plain and simple, people. This stuff's not hard to figure out. Our government's in cahoots with the cartels. That's why they're allowing it to happen. We get money out of it. Probably so our CIA can do black ops, but they had the money, the funds to do it without the government, without it being on the books. I mean, that is plain and simple, people, and that's common sense. If you don't understand that, then you are so naive that I don't even know how you even got out of high school. I mean, if you're that naive, I mean, our government's involved in a lot of crooked shit, people, just like every country is. But it's killing hundreds of thousands of people, 1 million people every 10 damn years. I mean, they're worried about us going to war. We kill more of our own people than any kind of foreign country would kill us in a war. We kill our own people, and it's no big deal. But we lose a few people on the battlefield, that's a big deal. No, we're killing ourselves off, people, and you need to start realizing that these drugs need to be outlawed again. Marijuana needs to be outlawed again, and I'm fully disabled. Marijuana does not take away my pain, people. It does not. It just gets me buzzed, and I still have the pain. All these things they say about marijuana is a lie. It's a lie. They want us all drugged out. It's a lie. I mean, I smoked weed my whole life, and since I got my medical card years ago, marijuana has never helped out my pain. I mean, it doesn't help out nothing, people, except get you high and kill your brain, and it leads to other drugs like it did for me for a while. Every drug that you do is a stepping stone to another drug, including alcohol. And if people don't realize that, then you are stupid, you're ignorant, and you shouldn't never have a seat at the table. But we need to come to terms with what's going on in this country that's wrong, and we need to fix them. And the best way to fix it is to get the Democrats out of office and to make sure that the people in office are going to start caring about Americans. Let's close down that border. Let's shut down those cartels. And that's all I got to say about that. This is Scott in the Shot. Hey, have a good night.